Hey guys, that's your Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Today we have a really special guide on a champion that absolutely blew me away. She's a lot better than I initially gave her credit for, and her name is Aeila Lifebraid. But first, a few shoutouts to you guys. We have RatNY6360. Can you do a video on Aeila? We have Sun God. Can we do some Mar, Nethril, and Aeila? Absolutely. Sun God again. He wants Pan too. I think we've already done a guide on Pan, who absolutely smacks. And then Nathan Coley coming in. I pulled Aeila Lifebraid last week. Ash, I have no idea what to do with her. I was super surprised when she was the first champ mentioned. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but let's go ahead and take a look at this champion and really share why I really love her and why she impressed the hell out of me.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
All right, guys, so Aeila Lifebraid, I always want to say Braid is a Void Affinity Sylvan Watcher champion, right? She looks pretty cool. She looks really cool. She looks like she almost could be a legendary, right? And of course, she's got the braid, of course, not the blade. Like, she does the blade and the braid. Let's be real here, right? So people in game, they really like her. She has very good reviews or ratings inside the game. What does she do? She's very fast, 108 base speed, which I absolutely love. She's a support champion. On her A1, Restorative Blow attacks one enemy, restores destroyed HP of this champion or the ally with the most destroyed HP by 25% of their destroyed max HP. Very useful for Fire Knight Hard, well, for a lot of areas, for Sand Devil, anywhere that you need to bring back your destroyed HP. It's a nice little addition to her A1, to her kit on the A1. Song Strike. Man, I'm getting everything wrong today. Strong Strike, Song Strike, whatever. 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attacks one enemy before attacking. Increase accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. Big version, 3-turn cooldown. Increase accuracy is a great buff to have on your team. Help all of your debuffs land more consistently. It's a super underrated buff, but it comes in handy. You just don't appreciate it when it comes in handy, right? It's not like you get a notification. This debuff landed because you have increased accuracy. But trust me, it does matter more often than I feel that players actually realize. Block debuffs for 2 turns and a heal, 30% heal of their max HP. On a 4-turn cooldown, but block debuffs from an epic champion for 2 turns is extremely powerful, right? So we have that, and we have a great heal. She's a very good healer because of this ability as well. And then Rhythmic Flow, it keeps getting better. We have a 12% chance of activating an instant turn effect on this champion or any ally as soon as they use a skill. So it's not as good as having Relentless on all your champions. Obviously, it's an 18% chance, and it doesn't have an independent shot at proccing on a 1-turn cooldown. Right? She has to take a turn for it to happen again. However, it happens a lot over the course of a battle, and it's almost like having a little mini Relentless on everybody in the team, but you don't need to put Relentless gear on them. It's a really cool passive ability, which really just complements the rest of her kit and makes her a very unique Void rare champion. So let me show you how I have her built. Not rocket science here in terms of how I built her out today. Nice and easy. We actually built her. She's a fairly easy champion to build. Listen, she does require accuracy for the sleep, but only the sleep. There's nothing else in her entire kit that requires accuracy. So if you want the sleep, if you want to use her for a Sand Devil champion or something like that, go ahead. Clearly with the destroy HP and the sleep, they were thinking Sand Devil, but she's so much more than just that, right? Yeah, I kind of split the difference. I built her with a little bit of accuracy, knowing that she's going to be bringing 100 extra accuracy off of that buff on the A2. So we'll be able to land the sleep even on wave content, even though I don't really use her personally for Sand Devil. So what did I put on her instead? I built her with a little bit of resistance. Why not? I went Righteous Gear. I want speed on her because not only are all of her abilities great, and I want them to, to happen even more frequently. The instant turns does help that. It can proc on her as well. But I want her fast because the faster she goes, the sooner I can reduce the cooldown, or she can take a turn and reset the instant turn ability on everybody else. Moreover, the faster that she is, the more heals and the the more uptime on the block debuffs on all of our allies, as well as the increased accuracy. You could also run her in reflex gear or simply in relentless and kind of double down on the extra turn mechanic. But I love this build. I love building her for a little bit of, I would just go speed maybe instead, an old school speed set instead of righteous. You could even go like a little unorthodox and go curing set on her and just get extra heals off that A3, right? So there's a bunch of different ways to build her. You could go old school, like immortal gear if you wanted to, right? I built her in, or supersonic for that matter as well. I put her in a one-piece feral. I made a video about this recently on the main channel, Ash Raid Shadow Legends, but feral is so good in one piece. It's so good in 9-piece. It's a really good set. I put her in a one-piece supersonic and a one-piece feral set. You can also go one-piece pinpoint or two-piece pinpoint on her on the accessories. Getting 40 accuracy off of a one-piece feral in addition to all these stats is amazing. So that's how I have her built. I have HP on the banner, some survivability. I have HP on the, with some resistance on the supersonic amulet. And then I have that feral ring that I just showed you. I have speed on the boots. I have defense percentage with HP, some survivability on the chest. And I have more survivability on the gauntlets, right? So just a lot of survivability and a lot of speed in terms of stat priorities for her. I did want a little bit of damage, so I came down and I picked up War Master as a tier 6 option. I also picked up a little bit of life drink or a little bit of healing. Not that we really need it. She's pretty dang tanky. And then on the support side of things, I went all out with the healing masteries, guys. She's going to impress you with that 30% heal. It ends up being very significant. So I went lay on hands, healing savior, merciful aid, all the way to lasting gifts to get a juicy extension on the increased accuracy and the block debuffs. All right, guys. So that's the build. I think I showed you everything there is to, oh, I didn't talk about blessings. I went commanding presence on her. I was just lacking an aura champion on any of the teams that I happened to be, excuse me, an aura strengthener on all the teams that I happened to be using with her. So I went that direction. Other blessings, other choices for her. I guess you could just, yeah, I kind of like going with, honestly, having her be my commanding presence champion, right? You go with miracle heal. I feel like you could double down on the max HP and go miracle heal, so that, or there's restoration, I should say. So that's another option for you guys out there for blessings. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take her into battle. I have a whole video, by the way, highlighting her on a bunch of different teams using this, or a bunch of different areas in the game, excuse me, using this particular team. There we go. I can't speak, man. I'm getting choked up when it comes to Aeila Lifebraid. So I love this team. This is my favorite epic team in the game, and I make a whole video about why. But she plays a very important role on this team. The extra turns, the instant turns. She's our main healer on this team. She's our only block debuffs champion on this team. So she's bringing a lot to the table here. She's bringing the increased accuracy so that everybody else on the team, like Fat Man, who's borderline enough accuracy to land his HP burn and his 2 poisons, he's going to be landing that consistently against bosses. Plus, she's so fast that we can keep that uptime up for a longer duration compared to some of these other champions on the team with that A2 ability, man. I love the increased accuracy and the block debuffs and the heals and the instant turns. It's a very good kit. I remember reading her kit, and I think it was when I got to that A2 initially when she was released. I think I saw the sleep on one target, and I was like, oh God, sleep, the worst debuff in the game except for Sand Devil, but come on. Like, that's it. And then I saw the restore HP on the A1 too, and I was like, so she's a Sand Devil specialist. She doesn't seem very void epic worthy. But man, I was wrong. I just discounted those buffs and just the overall support and the instant turns. I want you guys to kind of keep your eyes peeled for those instant turn abilities as they proc throughout the duration of this battle. The cool thing about this team is, and I would refer you to that video that I put out. As I mentioned, I had a whole video on how this team can beat every hard dungeon, right? So I refer you to that video. We get more in depth on all these champions, and I share all the builds, and we do focus quite a bit on Aeila and how she supports differently, but just as strong in all of the main dungeons of the game, including the event dungeon, which I will show you in this video. So I haven't noticed any extra turns just yet, any instant turns. Keep in mind, it is only a 12% chance at happening, but you know how it is RNG in this game. Sometimes you get really lucky and it's instant turn. She takes a turn, another instant turn. It can be really cool, and sometimes you can go on little droughts too. So hopefully it will be more of the former rather than the latter here. So the Ice Golem does get his shield up pretty quickly there. Let's get our ally attacks. We have 2 ally attackers on the team in Morag and on Fat Man. Ugo goes in there. How about some ally attacks? Fat Man, what you got going on, man? All right. Or some extra turns. Extra turns, instant turns, whatever you want to call them. They're very powerful against the Fire Knight specifically. So it's a shame that we're not getting any right now, because getting back to the ally attack abilities faster is going to be great. So here we go. There's an ally attack for you. Getting some damage there. It's all going to be healed away in a moment, but let's see. She goes in with an A1. You can see that 100k damage and War Master definitely helping. We go in with an ally attack where the shield is down. Not too bad, right? A little bit of a heal up, but we get some damage there, some big time. So we go in, a little retribution there from Morag. She goes back in with that A1. And man, of course, when I record, there's no instant turns. When I was doing it off air, prepping for this video, they were flying all over the place, right? It's always the way. It's always the way. It almost makes me want to re-record, but I gotta give you the truth either way, right? All right. Has there really been none this entire battle? That's very bad luck, if so. Anyway, here we go. Oh, she got an instant turn right there, Morag, right? I believe. And I missed it. Gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. Gotta have your eyes peeled, right? But you guys will be, even if we don't get more than 1 or 2 instant turns this battle, you will be. And did she just get another one? I don't know. You will be surprised at the overall healing that she brings, even compared to a champion like Ugo, who's a great healer, right? All right. Go in there. Let's get some burn activation, right? Ooh, look at that turn meter. We could have really used one right there, guys. It would have saved us a little bit of time. But anyway, the cool thing is, did you notice a lot of debuffs on our team? No. Why? Because we have 2 turn block debuffs on our squad, right? So that's very helpful, along with the destroyed max HP on that A1 ability, which she's getting on that A1 every time she goes in with an ally attack too. Keep that in mind as well, right? So we're destroying quite a bit of max HP for an A1 ability. Frenzy comes in with 2.7 million in damage. Fat Man coming in there. But look at those heals. 870,000 on the heals. 3x, more than 3x on a Ugo. Very, very competent healer. That's a very juicy heal that she has. Maybe I should have kept those boots. I'm really running low on stun boots here. All right, guys, so event dungeon time. I recommend stage 20 if you can't get, a lot higher. Obviously, stage 20, you're going to have 5- and 6-star accessories. It's going to cost you a little bit less energy. But of course, if you can get higher for higher quality gear, certainly do that as well. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm just going to keep it on full auto and hopefully things work out here, right? So we go into ally attack. Of course, Ugo is going to be the main MVP here, right? Letting that block buffs on everybody. And then we go in Frenzy with the A3. Now everybody's provoked. A2 there on Morag. Let's get some instant turns up in here. Instant turns is nice. You can't rely on it ever. But when it happens, it's always like, hell yeah, instant turn. I love it, Always a good move. There it goes right there. Another instant turn, right? We just saw it right there on herself, right? And that's good too, even when it happens on her, like in Fire Knight, because it's just going to allow you to come right back in with the A2 and the A3 faster. So there we go again. I mean, we're making quick work of this event dungeon, right? Making it look easy with this all epic squad. So guys, I hope that you can see the utility on a champion like Aeila. I do want to go ahead, and before I let you go, I want to talk about, maybe the only knock on this champion is she versatile? Look at all this pinpoint accessories. I love it. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to trash that. But you can see Aeila, again, helping out big time on the heals, not to mention the buffs and the extra turns there. Hell Hades only gives her a 3-star out of 5. Kind of a bummer there. They're not a big fan. They do mention Sand Devil and the Sleep, as well as Hydra Clan Boss on progression. Hydra Clan Boss, again, because of the instant turn and both the A3 and the A2 for the accuracy. Sand Devil, they give her a 4 out of 5 for obvious reasons. And then Frostbite or Eternal Dragon, 3.5. Honestly, even in hard mode, She can beat every hard mode dungeon and play a significant role in every hard mode dungeon. And I have that video out there if you guys want to check it out on my main channel showing her against every hard mode dungeon. So although, yeah, Fire Knight, they give her a 1 out of 5. Even the instant turns, as unreliable as they are, and single hitters in her kit, I still feel like she does give a lot of utility, even in that dungeon, which is clearly the least of her prowess. But I love her in all of them. So she has a 4 multiplier on her A1 and a 5 on her A2. Honestly, they're both single target moves, so I would not build her for damage just for the A1 and the A2, but those are pretty good multipliers. But what is her base attack again? Let me look one more time here. Her base attack was 1123. So honestly, you could get more damage out of her if you really wanted to as well and build her for damage, because with 1123 base attack from a support and a 5 and a 4 multiplier, that's really not bad. It could definitely we left a lot of damage off the table if you wanted to sacrifice some survivability, especially on these gauntlets. We could easily swap them out for crit rate, maybe even go crit damage on the super song, or what doesn't matter, the set, I guess, on the amulet, and you'd be looking pretty good there too. So if you want to, go ahead and try building her for damage. She will dish out some solid damage for a support champion. So I do think I agree with Hydra progression. Certainly you don't see her in endgame Hydra, but I do think that she can serve a lot of utility and versatility for your accounts basically everywhere. She's a good kind of flex position filler on your team. She's bringing a lot to the table. Guys, there it is on the guide. Keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. I'm continuing my streak of not being able to speak today. A bad career choice, Ash. Bad career choice. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.